Hey guys, it's Drake again with the RPG Construct, and just going to do another one of these Mouseguard how-to tutorials. I'm going to do abilities at least. I'm going to try to do abilities and skills, but we'll see how long they take. I'm going to try to keep these under 10 minutes or so I might break it up into abilities and skills and then traits and stuff like that. As I'm learning, and I thought it was only going to be 6 or 7 different videos, this may be more around 10 as I break it up into smaller bite-sized pieces. I know the character creation went a little bit long. So, getting right back into it, guys. What I want to talk about right now is the abilities, okay? These little things right here. Your nature, your will, your health, your resources, and your circles, okay? And basically, with that, what I want to say is, I just want to go into each of them a little bit more, okay? These are things, in this game, you have tests, okay? And when these abilities are tested, that's when you do your rolls and stuff like that. It's not your typical style. It's a slightly different system. So let me go into these a little bit more here. So on there, you're going to have, let's start with will. What is will? Okay. Will is how mentally resilient and adaptable your mouse is. Okay, the scores go from 1 to 6, and you know the way that you test them in game is, you know, when you're trying to resist being convinced of something. You know, will is also used to overcome mental trials of life on the road, things like anger, and things like that. So keep that in mind. Depending on what you're doing, you may have to basically see how resilient you are mentally. How mentally strong are you? But the numbers go from 1 to 6, 1 being very, very inept, and 6 being the most, you know, mentally strong that a mouse can possibly be. Okay? So keep that in mind. That is what will is. Next is health. Okay? And in health, that right there under will, this is how your mouse, with regards to your mouse, it's their physical strength and well-being. Okay, again, the rating is from 1 to 6, and younger mice tend to be healthier and have higher health ratings than the older ones. If you looked at the creation, you know, tender paws are generally very high in their health rating, but very low in their will rating. So this is strength of body, not strength of mind. So, you know, with this, when it comes to life on the road and those tests, you're going to roll to see if you're tired or if you're injured, things like that. And health can also be used in any physical test that doesn't fall under a specific skill. Okay, so will and health are your two main things, right? We also have resources, circles, and nature. We're going to get into those too, but will and health are kind of your main ones, right? Those are the ones that you're definitely going to use. All right, so next we're going to go into resources. So resources it really represents what material resources your character can muster. Okay, what they can scrounge around and find. How resourceful are they? Now this can be their wealth or their resourcefulness. This is a rating of 1 to 10. So if you had a 10 in resources, you would have to roll 10 d6s on a test for that. And basically, in a nutshell, guys, in the simplest terms possible, resources are, it allows you to get stuff. It allows you to know where to go to get things, whether that be paid for or otherwise. How resourceful are you? The higher that number, the more chance you have for success in finding what you need. Okay? Next, we're going to go to circles. Now, with regards to circles, I'm going to change my little notepad here. Circles, it basically determines how well connected you are. You know, the game master is going to use circles to bring up, you know, NPCs from the guard mouse's past and bring them into the game. Basically, it allows you to find allies. If you're in a territory and you need some type of help, if you have a high circles rating, you may know someone there that can point you in the right direction. It's basically like your charisma in a way, but it's basically, can you find allies easily? The higher the number, the better, right? So finally, as far as abilities go, we're talking about nature. And, well, nature is one of the biggest things here in Mouseguard. Basically, it's your mouse's natural qualities and tendencies, okay? And they're unique to each animal, but with regards to the mouse, okay, it really encompasses 4 aspects. And that's going to be escaping, climbing, hiding, and foraging, okay? So any of those things and whatever's in the realm of those things, because these things are generalized for a reason. A lot of things can fall under many of your skills as well as many of these aspects of your mouse nature, okay? So if you have a higher mouse nature, this is you're more mouse-like. A lower mouse nature, you're more human-like. So you can also use it, let me see if I get this right, basically as kind of a reservoir to help you overcome obstacles and hurdles in your path, okay? Basically, if you have a situation where where something goes against your nature, and you don't have the proper skill for it, okay, we're going to get to skills here in a minute. If you don't have the proper skill for it, you can use nature, okay? So if you don't have, you know, the persuader or the pursuer or something like that, or the scout skill, something like that, you can use nature, okay? And if that's a better role for you, then that's fine. But you can use it as kind of your catch-all for the skills that you don't have. Now, there is a lot that we can go into about nature. I'm probably going to do a whole video just on nature, but those are your 5 abilities. Okay, those are your main things there. Okay, also with your abilities, you see these little bubbles. Okay, next to these abilities. Now this is the same for skills as well. How do you increase these numbers? Right, you have your starting off point, you know, from your Mouseguard, depending on their rank, your will and your health, and again your resources and your circles are all based off of your rank, but you're not stuck with those, okay? And this is how the advancement works. All of these bubbles, okay, the ability advances when you pass, like every time you are tested in these abilities, okay? Let's say this is a 2, okay? Let me put that in here for a 2. Oops, here we go. So say your will is a 2, and in this session, you had to roll a will check 4 times, okay? You passed it twice, okay? And you failed it twice. Well, that number will actually go up, because the way to advance your abilities and your skills is you have to pass a number of tests equal to your current amount, okay? Hold on one second. As well as you have to, equal to your current amount, plus you have to fail a number of times equal to 1 less than your current amount. So in order for will to be good, we would need to pass it twice and fail it once. Okay, and when that happens, okay guys, it can be mid conflict, mid obstacle, mid game, that ability immediately goes up. Okay, it's the same way with skills. Okay, so remember, when it comes to advancement with these abilities, you have to pass it an equal number of times when it's tested to the number that you have currently, and you have to fail it the equal number of times up to 1 less than your current. So if it's 2, you would need 2 passes and 1 fail. If it's 3, it would need 3 passes, 2 fails, etc., etc. So in a session, if you use something a whole bunch, that is how you are going to do that. So we are about at 9 minutes, guys. I think I'm just going to leave this for the abilities. I hope that explained more about abilities, what they do, how they're tested, kind of what they represent, and how those increase over time. So until next time, guys, this has been the Mouseguard how-to, and the topic has been abilities. I'll get the next one to you with skills.